This is why we teach you how to solve by using a matrix. Now, yes, I did run back to lesson 3-2. It's on page 38, and if you'll notice, they have in mind for you to solve this system by using what method? Please pay attention to what it says, substitution. Now, it's possible. It absolutely is possible. But holy mackerel, the amount of work that it takes is a bit overwhelming. So that's why I skipped ahead to show you how to use a matrix, how to solve using a matrix, because now the amount of work that you have to have, because I'm not going to make you do this by substitution. I'm only going to make you do this by using a matrix. You will have to solve those 2x2 equations, like x, you will have to solve, like if this is the equation, x plus 4y equals 7 and 2x minus 3y equals -6. You will have to solve that by substitution, and you will have to show your work. But you won't have to solve that. We call these 2x2s, because that's what the coefficient matrix is, a 2x2. This is a 3x3. So we still have a matrix equation. We still have a matrix equation. The matrix equation is made up by the coefficient matrix, 1, 4, 1. Notice we have an x, a y, and a z. 2, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2. There's your coefficient matrix. That's what we call matrix A. The variable matrix is matrix X, Y, Z. And then the constant matrix is 3, 11, 23. You solve them absolutely, positively, no differently on the matrix calculator. A is a 3x3, so you have to put in 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2. And then you enter matrix B, and matrix B, is a 3x1, and that's 3, 11, 23. And what do? Matrix A times its inverse. The inverse of matrix A times matrix B, and there's your solution matrix. So we come over here and we say XYZ is 5, -1, 2. 5, -1, 2. That's your solution matrix. X, Y, Z. That means that the X value is equal to 5, the Y value is equal to -1, and the Z value is equal to 2. You can write it as a tripled order. It goes into kind of like an ordered pair, so it's called an ordered triple. The 5 is the X value, the -1 is the Y value, and the Z is the 2. So they go in alphabetical order. The Springboard book does show you how to graph those, what graphing that looks like. Here's the graph of it. You have an x-axis right here, a y-axis, and a z-axis, but you do not have to worry about graphing x, y, and z plane, but you will for level mathematics. But that's how you write the ordered triple, and they're telling you right there that that's what it's called, an ordered triple. So you should now pause the video and make sure you can do this one. You need to be able to do all three steps right here. You need to be able to write the matrix equation and then type it into the matrix calculator and then write the answer in either of these three forms. Here it is as variable matrix and solution matrix. Here's just the x, y, and z set equal to each other. X equals 5, y equals that, z equals 2, and write them as an ordered triple. Either one of these three methods or any one of these three types of solutions, ways to write the solution, you need to understand. You're expected to know all three. So pause the video and then mark that problem. All right, so you take this system, turn it into 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, -3, 2, 1, 2, -1, 1. That's your coefficient matrix, your variable matrix, and your constant matrix. This is your matrix equation. This is your matrix equation. And then bring up your matrix calculator with your coefficient matrix, your solution, your constant matrix. Enter it in here, and then here's your solution. So x equals 3, y equals 0, and z equals -4. So x is 3, x equals 3, y equals 0, and z was -4. Written as an ordered triple, 3, 0, -4. I do want to point out one more thing. Again, Springboard was really nice and gave you a whole bunch of equations that were set up in standard form. And yes, this is called standard form when your x, your y, and your z are all on the same side of the equal sign and your constants on the other. It's still called standard form. This one right here is also in standard form. However, do you notice that there's something? This is one that comes off of a program that I have that will generate some math problems for me. So this one, even though it doesn't look like it, it really is a 3x3. You just have to understand that if they don't have a variable in this equation that is in the other equations, then you simply have to understand that it's there. It just has a 0 coefficient. Okay, so all of these others had x, y's, and z's. So that first one, that first one had an x, y, and z also. We just had to put the 0 there. Now, be careful and hear all of what I'm saying. You can add those in as long as you give it a 0 coefficient. What happens is you'll only hear half of what I'm saying, and then you go, oh, well, if it's not there, we just put it in, and you put a y and a z there with a coefficient of 1. That's not the same thing. This is going to turn into this matrix, 5, 0, 0, -6, 5, -1, 3, 1, 2. There's that coefficient matrix. If you don't put those zeros right there, then what will end up down here is a 1 in these places, and that will be wrong. You'll get an answer, but it's going to be a wrong answer. So be careful. They leave variables out sometimes. And you have to know that just because they're not there doesn't mean that they don't get included. They're included. They have to be included. You can't just leave those blank. Something has to go there. And if it doesn't have a variable there, then that means it has a 0 coefficient. Okay. And so this one can be solved. I'll go ahead and solve it on the calculator. I don't have any idea what the solution is, but it can be solved. So let me move this here out of the way so my calculator will show. And I'm going to pause it though. So I'll type it in my calculator and then turn it back on. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Of course, it didn't work. All right, so I got this pulled up. I entered the coefficient matrix for A, the constant matrix for B. I found the product of inverse A times B, and that gave me a value of x equals -3, y equals -4, and z equals 6. -3, -4, 6 are the solutions, or x equals -3, y equals -4, and z equals 6. All right, so that's the end of this video. The last video will look at trying to take some of these word problems. Here, these word problems that they give us right here. Can we take those and turn them into an equation? So that's what we're going to end our lesson on, word problems.